The idea for this series started out as a narrative. This guy, me, will be plunged into a new Minecraft world with no memories of who he is or where he came from, and just, the world to explore. And I became too focused on the narrative part of the series, such that it just became more and more difficult to progress the game and the story. I didn't know how to make this man naturally discover everything there is to discover about the game, whilst also keeping it a prologue. This part of the series, the part where you just go from having nothing to being dressed in fully enchanted netherite and having the dragon slain and all that stuff. I wanted to get to that point and then begin the real part of the story. But I have realized that I need to focus less on the narrative if I want to get there. So this is going to be, it's still going to be, something of a narration-based series. But I'm going to turn it into personal logs instead. Whereas, I'll just be narrating what happened as me, not as this strange character that doesn't remember anything. I'll go through the game normally, and then I'll talk about it. And that might change when the non-precursor story, actually begins. Because this is just all the stuff that has to happen beforehand. All the stuff that I want to complete. So that's everything. Okay, so at first, to deal with the massive laboratory that I built, I put it to use making some kind of experiment for the Nether portal. Initially, the character was going to just, try different things based off of what he found in the ruin portal, and eventually arrive at the natural 3x2 Nether portal design. And that's where the Nether portal is going to be. That's where I put it. And I got there. And when I went into the Nether, I realized I got one of the worst possible Nether spawns I could imagine. So now I'm stuck to work out how to find a Nether fortress starting from a basalt biome. So that's that. Then I began construction on what started out as being like the bedroom area where I'd have my spawn point. It was raised off the ground so that I could sleep even if there were monsters nearby. And it ended up becoming my bedroom and kind of workspace. It's still temporary for some of this stuff, like the enchantment table. But yeah, I moved all the furnaces and chests and organized them so that they looked neat with the house, and I could differentiate the storage space. Now the entryway where the front door is fully clear. It's its own little hallway space, and my bedroom / work area has all the stuff in it that I might need for moving that stuff around. I'm still going to be building a bit of a support, because right now just kind of it's this little bulge off the side of my laboratory, and it needs to be on its own stand and I don't really know how I want to make that look. I'm thinking maybe it could be like a andesite scaffolding looking thing, or maybe it's just this one big spike that's holding it up, or maybe there's 4 curved spikes. It could be freaking alien looking for all I know. I haven't begun working on that yet, but I'm probably going to, at least in the next video. After all that, I got out a map and traveled in a direction to start filling out the big map. The big map is very useful because my base is in like the top left corner of it, which makes it easy to navigate without coordinates. But the biggest reason why I wanted to go out and do the map thing, the map was a secondary goal. The primary objective was to gather the resources I needed to create a full-ish bookshelf so that I could get to the max enchantment level for my enchanting table. And the enchantment table is now put in kind of a little corner under the stairs. It doesn't look very good like most of the other stuff does. The chests are kind of in a odd place as well, even though like the furnaces and the anvil, the crafting stations, that stuff is all nicely put in the kind of workroom space. The enchantment table is not, and so that might be a future, like, you know, to when you enter the door, there's a right side that hasn't been built yet. It's just blocked off by cobblestone walls, and so I may make that like more the enchantment room / library zone, and that's where all that stuff is right now. So obviously all this prep work is for the nether in the basalt biome that I spawned in. I'm going to have to work a little extra hard, and so I'm going to use my big pile of diamonds to get myself a good set of armor and some tools so that I can make my way through the nether pretty easily. But before I use those things, I need to enchant them, and that's why I built my enchantment table in such a hasty way that it's just kind of sitting there interrupting the room that I have. It's in a temporary location so I can use it. Now I'm going to have to make some kind of spawner farm for XP so that I can keep using the enchantment table to get the enchantments I want on armor and tools. But that's going to be the next step. Obviously I need to make some kind of scaffolding for my bedroom because that area is just kind of dangling out from the lab and it does not look very good, so I'm going to be making some sort of support structure beneath it, and that's what you can look forward to next time. Some experience grinding for proper enchantments on a set of diamond gear, and just building a support structure that fits under the bedroom space. And that's it.